Yes. Um, awesome. Thank you, Ben. Look at that. All over it in a bag of potato chips. Cool. Howdy, folks. Today is May 20th, 2024, and this is the OpenJS Security Cloud Space weekly meeting. Anybody is welcome to attend. We're a friendly bunch and love new people. I just dropped the agenda document into chat here. If anybody joined late and didn't see it, I'll drop it one more time just for the heck of it. Um, First things first, we can go through some administrative items. The first one to talk about is Ben, you're gonna have to help me out here. I'm terrible with names again. Um, the person who did the training update last week is
Faraz, the
for
Boca
us.
DJ.
Faraz.
Yes.
Faraz, thank you. I am so bad at this. I apologize, Faraz, if you're
You gotta
watching
have a
this.
mnemonic. That's the way to do it. And like for us, he's got literally OSS in his name, and that's how I remember it.
He gave a great presentation. We had a really good discussion last week. If you were here or you watched the recording, uh, his um, his ask was to have feedback on the outline by the 24th. So folks still have time. I just dropped the Google Doc for feedback here in chat again. Please do take just a tiny little bit to go through it and provide some thoughts. I think the conversation we had before was really good. I think there were some interesting points around, what really is the right thing to focus on in one singular course around JavaScript security. And there's a lot of different ideas. Like he's basing this off of a course that he teaches at Stanford. Obviously, from what he said, that course was quite long compared to the length that is viable in this situation. So some pruning's definitely needed. So definitely look through if there's things that to help get the content right sized. Definitely have an eye out for what could go, and an eye out for things that you think absolutely should stay. I think that's the best feedback he could hope for through this. And I'll ping the Slack as well tomorrow. This is a last friendly reminder so that he can, we can get as many eyes on it as possible. Any thoughts on that after folks took a look at it last week or after between the meetings? Alrighty. Next agenda item, administrivia on this one is we had a very
Did we lose audio?
Yeah, I lost audio too.
Yeah, I think when you shared your screen, your audio.
Yeah, Rudd, we can't hear you. Nope.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, that was really weird. Bluetooth. So the question was whether or not to change the security cloud space weekly meeting time. The discussion revolved quite a bit around the concept of whether or not to change the structure of the meeting so that it was also supportive of folks in EMEA time zones. There are a number of meetings that I've seen, especially with OpenSSF, that rotate and bounce between a North American time and an APAC time or an EMEA time, depending upon who are the key participants. The sense, I think, out of that discussion was that kind of model may not be best for this kind of meeting at the moment. And also there was some feedback on the way the poll was originally put together to more directly clarify exactly like the specific options. So if we go look at those results from so far, 100% of people think we should explore changing the meeting time, but do not alternate time zones. That's not to say here that we don't keep it where it is. but just to explore alternate time zones and see what folks think. I set up I don't know how to say it, a Candly, to let people vote. I just set the first date for this is in June as an example date to see where folks were at. We have 2 votes, including myself. I'm not counted in this, of course, because it's mine. And it looks like, as of right now, the current time is tied with 9 a.m. on Tuesday instead. This is all in Pacific time. So just a friendly reminder, I dropped it in a couple of DM chats and group chats for better attention and uptake so people can vote. So please do, and hopefully we can get this wrapped up soon and reorganized in time for these dates. Obviously, the point of this is to optimize for maximum attendance. So if there's something that potentially shows up here that looks like we might settle on that makes things worse, definitely let us know. Chris, go.
Yeah, I would suggest just broadcasting that a little more because I didn't know about this. I see that it's in the issue. I don't know if it was there originally or if it was part of an edit. But maybe adding a comment there, maybe posting in the security channel in Slack.
Yeah.
I don't think it was there either. We have pretty small sample sizes, right? There's only 5 votes on the issue in GitHub, or the poll in GitHub, I should say. And then, of course, you only have 2 responses on this. So it would be great to get, before we do anything about moving it or not moving it, make sure we get like a real critical mass of respondents to this.
I agree. Cool. So I will broadcast this out more. I'll drop it in some of the more specific channels, not just the security ones, so that so folks are aware and we can get maximum take on this. Because if we keep it where it is, we keep it where it is. But if it changes and it helps people attend, then great.
Thank you. And also I wanted to say, let's make sure we get certain individuals, right? Obviously the folks that are here often, and then as well as some folks that specifically the time was an issue for them. So like Marco and maybe Joe as well would be good to make sure we get their explicit responses too. And then Robin had a good point that we should definitely remove one of the meeting slots, which is the conflict with the CPC meeting.
Oh, good point. I did not think about that one. That is the one that people are really liking too.
One of them also has this conflict with the standards meeting, I think. So also please remove that one.
Okay, let's do some edits if I can. Okay, I'll figure out how to edit this after the fact, so that we can take this out.
I can like I have all those meetings on the calendar. Also, I'm not sure if you have them all, but like we can just double check to make sure there aren't any other conflicts.
And I maybe add an 8 a.m. to some of these. I don't know.
Okay.
Jordan, I know that's school drop-off time for you though. Yeah.
I mean, you can still have it in there. If we eliminate any time that one of us can't attend, we're going to have virtually none left.
Cool. Alrighty. I was questioning. Can you guys hear that noise in the background from me? Oh, awesome. That is amazing technology. Okay, cool. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk about, which was kind of a continuation from last week, but unfortunately, I kind of had a little bit of a rough weekend and late last week, so I'm not as prepared for it as I would like. So if you all don't mind, I'm going to bump the topic on OpenJS standards compliance till next week. I'm also going to message this one out more so we can have a really good attendance for this meeting in advance. So Chris had feedback around when the issue for the meeting was created. Chris, I failed you. I did not create on Friday like I was planning. I actually was up like super late last night. My son had some tummy troubles, and I realized I had forgotten it, and so I think I created that issue at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But what I think we're going to do going forward is I'm going to create the issue on Tuesday instead. So I'll just create tomorrow for every week, and that way it can just gather over the course of the entire week. Now we won't have this problem of folks not seeing what's going on and not having a place to go so they can plan their week. And with that,
Oh, I just realized I was muted. No, I appreciate that. Can you remind me again what the issue was with the automation that we had set up and that was automatically creating the issues for
I
the
think it's just
meeting?
broken. It's
Oh,
Michael. It's a Michael Dawson script, and I think it's just busted.
I see.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while. We haven't been able to get this one back going again. I think the ideal future is some other thing that doesn't, maybe is a little bit more stable than the way that script does its thing now. I get the sense that there are errors related to how it connects to Google to create the meeting notes, and it's that error that sometimes causes it to hang up. But that's about the extent of the details I know about it. Alrighty. And with that, does anyone have any announcements, any topics not on the agenda that they'd like to bring up?
Yeah, I just had one quick thing. I submitted an application on behalf of the Node.js team for the Open Technology Fund, FOSS Sustainability Fund it's kind of a public-private partnership, but originating out of the US government. It came in hot. I think we had under 3 weeks to submit. So got that in a day early. They came back with follow-up questions today. So that was impressive that they've read the application so quickly. And so I'll get those, the feedback back to them in the next 2 days. So fingers and toes crossed on that.
Which government agency or department is doing that, Robin?
It is the, I'll have to get back to you on that because it's at the tip of my tongue. It's the one that does the they handle the education outreach, like public broadcasting, consumer education.
Oh, okay.
But
Gotcha.
it's modeled, if you look at the Sovereign Tech Fund in Germany, though, those folks used to work at the Open Tech Fund in Washington, D.C. So it is like a mini, or kind of a similar version, essentially. So, and the most, however, that we could apply for is $400,000 over 2 years, and they're only going to select 4 projects. So.
Cool.
Yeah, so the Node folks, they prioritize, you must have a technology solution or technology ask and a social ask. So the technology ask is really in testing for their build team. And social is creating a kind of a diversity team and staffing that. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I meant to ask Robin, since we have a little bit of time, you did a presentation recently, I think, on open source security. How did that go?
I did. Which one is it that you were talking about?
I think it was the one where I gave you some like rough slides,
Oh
like
yeah,
just
the plague on
the
the
high
internet.
level.
I think that is public and I will pull that. That came from Open Source Summit North America. So that was the Seattle conference. Yeah, I did use your data things. You provided data, Darcy Clark provided some data. So I'll share that out with this group.
Oh, awesome sauce.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, folks? Nope. Alrighty, well, enjoy your 30 minutes back, and I hope you have a lovely week and a happy Monday.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Toodles, folks.
See ya.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.